Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with the flip through for the Winter Garden Journal. This is also my Sunday's Art of Truth for February the 13th, I believe. So I hope that you'll hop on over to the blog as well and you can read the inspiration for the journal. I do apologize for the talking hands. I was talking in the original video, but I wanted to shrink it up a little bit because I find flip throughs to be sometimes too long. So I wanted to shrink it up just a little bit for you guys. You can still get the essence of the journal without it being all drawn out. So you can head on over to the blog at B.Rebornart.com to check out the inspiration for this journal. The idea being that this is the kind of the transition between winter and spring. So the link for the blog will be in the description box. So I did go ahead and do all of the decorating. I inserted all of the extra ephemera that I had. I filled in all the gaps and I put these charms on the spine. And I just used the signature strings to do that. So I've got a mix of some bronze, some gold, and then some floral, as you can see in that pendant looking flower, because I really wanted it to represent, again, the crossing over of winter into spring. So, and then here is the front closure. Beautiful, beautiful lace. I believe it measures about 3 inches wide and it's a stretchy lace, so it works great for a signature. So I was pointing out there that I didn't have as many dangles in this journal on the top as I normally would, but it's got a lot of more tactile fabric and paper kinds of edges that I think were really beautiful. So I did off camera, or in the last video, you will have seen the creation of that mixed media cover where I did this assemblage on a piece of cardboard, and then off camera I went ahead and glued it on. So, and there I was talking about how I love how the journal kind of flops open when you, and I think it's because of the way that I do the cover, because when I put the spine and the front and the back cover on, I'm leaving a gap, and I think that allows the spine to lay flat, which I really, really love. So that first page that I'm talking about there is an envelope that I made using my We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board, and I'm going to stick a letter in there from me, the creator, to the recipient. So watch all the way to the end and I'll give you the details on the drawing for this journal as well. There are some specifications that I need to review with folks because not everyone knows kind of what the rules for the drawing were, so I'm going to reiterate that at the end of the video. So I did create pockets on the front of the inside cover, the front cover, and the back, and I didn't put anything in those because you can, the recipient can put their own item in there. And I apologize, I'm a little out of time there. So there's where I was talking about the letter that I'll be putting in. That wax seal is not gluing the envelope shut. I just used a piece of Velcro. So I'm just showing you there. I've got my Sorry Silk strip there that's sewed on paper, a vintage magazine page. I believe that's from 1962, Good Housekeeping. And that brown envelope is the other end of it's like a really large kind of policy envelope, which I was talking about in real time that I didn't really care for how that turned out. I probably will do that different in the future because I don't feel like it's all that functional and it's somewhat bulky. So I did add some lace trim to just kind of spruce it up there. Each of the signatures has a vellum page. And you can go back to my video on how I chose the papers for the signatures for this journal if you kind of want to see what the recipe is that I use. So we did create these clusters not off camera, oh goodness, in a video that's in the playlist. We created these clusters using scraps from the kit, so they tie in well. This journal has a lot of writing space, so not only in the little bits that are pulling out, but there's a lot of full pages that are just coffee dyed paper that are great for writing. So, and that page there, I made an envelope out of it. It is a vintage children's activity magazine that I folded up and made into a pocket. This is a snack bag, and I created a couple of really beautiful tags to go in there. I left that brown just because I feel like that craft brown is kind of a nice complement and a balance to the colors in the journal. So I did struggle a little bit getting those back in just because of it's a part of the bag that it's hitting there in the inside. So, and then again, left that brown paper. This is another page, I believe, from that activity magazine, or the other half of it rather, and I didn't really care for it, but I am really trying to incorporate more authentic vintage items in my journal. So I did add a lot of tabs and things like that off camera, and again stuffed the pockets with as much stuff as I could and have it not be a gator mouth. I was really pleased with this journal that it did not get too big. There is one of our corner clusters. We also did that on camera, and you can find that in the Winter Garden playlist if you'd like to check it out. And this is a piece of that 3M masking paper that I love to use, and I'm sorry you guys can't actually hear the sound of that because I'm doing the voiceover, but I love the crinkly sound of it. That is of the other half of the vellum page. And if you want to know what I used in any of these papers, I'm not going to restate all the papers that I used. I will link the original kit, which is the Winter Garden kit from My Porch Prints. Other things, if you want to know, please just leave a comment and I will look it up for you. It's a lot of stuff. Just created a little pull out journal card there with some beautiful lace, another magazine page. That is a piece that we did off camera using recycled material. That was a recycled stamp package for our gorgeous girls. And again, I did just stuff it with some stuff. There's a pocket there. I did not put anything in there. I feel like we need to leave some of those things for the recipient to choose what they want to put in the journal. So we've got a couple journal cards and a vellum pocket. This is another piece that we did on camera where I created an envelope from the kit, and then I used it as a pocket. It's got a little writing paper in there, and it says "Someone loves you." So I love those little messages. They're really nice, kind of feel good soul moments. So I hope that again that the recipient will enjoy that encouragement. So, and those are the pieces that actually went with that project. So, and there's my gray fabric ruffle, and I wasn't sure if I really liked the fabric ruffle idea, but after I put them on the pages, I adore them. I will be doing that again. I did stitch around most of my pages using a zigzag and straight stitch. This is another piece that we did on camera. It was one of the very earliest videos in the series. I really struggled kind of sequentially with this journal because in between starting it, my camera or my computer crashed. I spent an enormous amount of time trying to figure that out, get a new computer, and then I got sick. So everything's a little bit wonky. So, and again, just you can see that that's just another cluster, another vellum page. This is a useless piece of the flap from an envelope that is later on in the signature. I did just kind of decorate it up, but I won't be doing that again. Didn't care for it. Another magazine page from 1962, Good Housekeeping. That is a copy dyed paper from my stash that I did and I stamped on it. And then again, another great writing space, a page from the kit that I printed, and I printed that lined paper on the back of it. I wanted to not cover up that vintage music page there that says Serenade because I felt like it really went with the message for this journal. So I went ahead and just attached that envelope over the side of the page, and so that we can still see that beautiful music paper. And then just created a little cluster there. That's a coffee dyed paper from my stash. I do coffee dye on 65-pound paper, and I just tore that edge really rough. I did random stamping through the journal, mostly using the birds. I have a stamp set that's all birds. This is another piece that we did on camera using recycled material. That was the penne pasta box, and again, you can check that out in the playlist. A piece of paper that I just folded in there, and I double printed it, so we've got beautiful paper on both. Just showing you there how the dangles can either go to the top or to the bottom of the journal. This is our snack bag pocket that we made with that beautiful bird. It's one of my favorite birds in the entire kit. I used it a lot in the journal, and there's just a tag. And then there I made a journal card and used the pink ruffle because I realized I hadn't used it on anything else in the journal. So I went ahead and did that, and I love it. It's a little bit different, but I think it's beautiful. And again, left that brown. That is our Sari Silk belly band. I stitched directly on book paper, and I did that off camera because my sewing machine actually chewed up the Sari Silk. So I had a suggestion from a viewer to go ahead and sew it on a piece of paper. So that's what I did, and it turned out great. And I love the pink elements in this journal, in this kit, because I think it speaks to the contrast and kind of the conflict between winter and spring. That is a ruffle, not a ruffle, it's just a piece of fabric that I did some crazy stitching on. And then that one there is a corner cluster, so that little journaling card just tucks up under there. Another magazine page from the Good Housekeeping magazine. And again, just a space to write on and another piece of that crazy stitched fabric. And then some writing paper in the pocket. That is the envelope for the other side of that envelope that I showed you earlier. This page was, I had a boo-boo on it, so I ended up coming back and putting a piece of, this is a page from the kit printed on rice paper. So I just taped it on with double-sided tape around the edges and then put a fabric veil on it, or lace veil. I like those in my journal. Not obviously my favorite page because I did mess it up, but that happens. So this is our, this video got so many hits, you guys. People loved this process. So this is a triple CD envelope flip down. So each of those pockets has a journal card that is the picture, again, whole, that slides into the window, and it also has an additional journaling card behind. And then we've got pockets on the other side. There, I was just examining that that was upside down. It's not if you flip it the right way, but then the other pockets are upside down. So I'm not sure what the recipient will do with that. That was definitely not what I intended, and didn't notice it until I started putting it in. So there, I'm just tucking that CD thing in between the signatures because it's really bulky. Another cluster tuck there, and the 3D paper, another cluster that I created a little corner tuck, and another pocket with a journal card, and that is on a piece of vintage music page from my stash. And then that is a page from the kit where I did the crazy stitching on it. So another corner tuck there. These were clusters, and that you can find that also in the supply list, not the supply list, excuse me, the playlist for the Winter Garden Journal. And then this again was a useless piece. It's the flap of an envelope, so I just put a piece of paper on it with some writing paper so that at least it can be somewhat usable. So, and that's a piece of vellum, a kit printed on vellum, more stamping. That's another paper bag. And then I just created some tags to go in there. Left that brown paper because that's a great writing space. The other piece of the vellum. So I'm going to talk about the giveaway now and just let you look because we're coming to the end. So in order to be eligible, you do need to be a resident of the United States or Canada. You also do need to be a subscriber prior to January the 6th of 2022, because that's when we hit 1,000 subscribers. And I just feel like I need to honor the people that have followed from the beginning on this project. And so I'll be drawing names. I'll be drawing from that population. So you do need to be a public subscriber. You need to like the videos. You need to leave a meaningful comment, and let me know in the comments that you want to be part of the drawing. So, and then this is again my 1,000 subscriber celebration. There will be a second prize and a third prize also, which I will reveal in the drawing for this. I will be doing the drawing on this journal on Sunday, February the 20th. And so I hope that you guys liked the series, and I hope that you liked the journal. I hope it inspires you. That's why I do what I do. I'm very deliberate in the things that I create, and I'm very deliberate in the supplies that I choose, because I believe, at least my artistic process has a lot of meaning internally for me and process-wise. So I hope that it gives you prompts and gives you ideas for how to create the things that you want to create as well. So, so anyway, thank you guys so much for being here, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. Bye-bye.